Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on a funeral elegy, and today we're going to take a look at lines 197 to 220. So we are at the point in this elegy where we've gotten a little bit past how awesome Sir William Peter was, and we're talking about how people will be remembered through time, because the author was saying in yesterday's lines that in the book of time, which will outlast all of us, Sir William Peter will always be remembered as having been this sort of extraordinarily upstanding human being, and then switched it around to a little bit more of the general, because, you know, when we all die, what can we hope that other than that our names will live on and maybe carry some honor with them? You know, once we're dead and gone, all that's left is our name, and hopefully that name will be remembered with honor. So line 197 says, "Such honor, O thou youth untimely lost, thou didst deserve and hast. For though thy soul hath took her flight to a diviner coast, yet here on earth thy fame lives ever whole. In every heart sealed up, in every tongue fit matter to discourse, no day prevented that pities not thy sad and sudden wrong, of all alike beloved and lamented. And I here, to thy memorable worth, in this last act of friendship, sacrifice my love to thee, which I could not set forth in any other habit of disguise. Although I could not learn, whiles yet thou wert, to speak the language of a servile breath, my truth stole from my tongue into my heart, which shall not thence be sundered, but in death. And I confess my love was too remiss, that I had not made thee know how much I prized thee, but that mine error was, and yet it is, to think love best in silence. For I sized thee by what I would have been, not only ready in telling I was thine, but being so, by some effect to show it. He is steady who seems less than he is in open show." So this section gets very personal. It starts out with the, sort of the holdover from yesterday, we can only hope that our names will be remembered with honor. It starts out with, your name will be remembered with honor by everyone. You deserved that. Everybody thought that you were great. But then it gets very personal, and it turns into a first-person narrative now about this specific relationship between the author, John Ford, and the subject, Sir William Peter, where he's like, I didn't tell you enough while you were alive how much I loved and appreciated and admired you. And that was my bad, because I thought that it was better to love you in silence or love you from afar. And I suppose you could speculate as to whether that's romantic love or platonic love or friendship love or whatever you want it to be. But there's this very heavy feeling of regret here that Sir William Peter died and there were things left unsaid, and the author isn't sure that Sir William Peter knew what he meant to the author, and there's definitely feelings of regret there. So an interesting turn, you know. Before, when it sort of puts the little aside about the author previously, about how the author had lived with shame in the past, it puts that into a slightly different light, knowing that there's this guilt that's fueling sort of this whole elegy as it goes along. So we'll see where that goes as we dig further in tomorrow. I'll see you then. Mwah.